All right, so now that we've got some coffee, it made a little trek to do it, but now that we've got some coffee, I guess this would be as good a time as any to talk about today's ride. So obviously, we're in Whitney Portal, and we did a little sunrise hike this morning up to Lone Pine Lake, which is absolutely gorgeous, and we're staring at all these peaks right now. It's pretty wild. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hike back down. The altitude's pumping. We're gonna hike back down here in a few minutes and then go grab the bikes, and then we're gonna climb Whitney Portal Road. What was it? It's a couple miles, right? Like,
I think it's like 12.
It's pretty long.
Yeah, from Lone Pine.
I'll put up the stats on the grade and everything, and I guess link you guys to the Strava segment and everything. There's really not a route to this, it's just an out and back climb. But the overall plan is to go down. We're gonna hit Whitney Portal Road. We're gonna come out of Lone Pine, climb all the way to the top, which ends up at about 8,200.
83.
Yeah. So we're currently at 10.1, if that tells you anything. It's a pretty spicy hike this morning. And then we're gonna absolutely ship the descent full gas back down and take in all that the Eastern Sierras have to offer.
It's going to be very fun and very fast.
Alright guys, so slight disclaimer, we took a nap, but now we're on the road, so we just turned on the Whitney Portal Road, and this climb is not for the faint of heart, folks. It's like an hour-and-a-half climb, maybe a little bit more, but the general idea is we've got 12 miles, 7 or 8% average grade, and it's gonna be pretty spicy. Most people, it looks like the Strava segment out and back is about a 2-hour turnaround. So we're gonna see what we can do.
It's a long one.
It's a long one. So definitely make sure you're prepared. I got 2 bottles, we're chilling. We're heading this way, which is absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait. So the base of this thing is just so steady. It's like 5% grade. Nothing too crazy, but man, these views of Whitney are wild. This first part of the climb, after the first little downhill roller, is actually the most deceiving because the grade is still actually like 6 or 7%, but it's just straight and flat looking. Looks like you're not going anywhere. It's almost flat, but the grade is spicy as hell. Now, another note, I always like to use VAM as sort of the universal metric to determine how fast I'm climbing. That way I don't go too hard. Power obviously is helpful, but it's good to have something universal. So we're climbing at like VAM 900, which is your vertical ascended meters basically per hour. So that's like 1,000 meters per hour almost, 900, 3,000 feet. We'll be done with this in about an hour and a half, based on my best guesstimate and the mathematicians' stringent calculations. So yeah, it's kind of a good metric to track how fast you're climbing. Now we're in the steeper stuff, and there's no reprieve. It's just this all the way up there.
Look, I'm a grown man. I'm not above paper boying up a 12% climb.
So as you can tell, things are getting pretty steep up here. This average is like 13%. Oh yeah, attack me while I'm vlogging, bro. I just ate a cyst gel, and it was, without a doubt, the best cyst gel I've ever had in my life. Look at this dude. Screw that. It's still 9.8%. Only 400 feet to go. No, 500 feet to go climbing. So we're almost there. I'm barely making it. Taking both bottles. This climb is hard.
Oh man.
So Whitney Portal Campground, all the way at the top. There's restrooms. Get here before 5 because the store closes at 5. If we run into people, we'll just pass them, dude. Alright guys, so we made it up to Mammoth, and before we show you guys all of Mammoth and what's on our agenda up here, we wanted to go through the ride recap of Mount Whitney. So, we did Whitney Portal Road, we started down in Lone Pine, and then we went all the way up to the Whitney Portal Campground. Now, overall, we definitely want to let you guys know this is not an easy ride. If you're a total beginner, it would be very tough for you to finish this. One big thing is gonna be the gradients. So there's like a consistent gradient. Getting out of town is not too bad through Alabama Hills, but once you get beyond Alabama Hills, you start getting into basically a steady grade for what would you say the last?
It's like 4 miles is like 10+%.
All right, so the climb took us like hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes, I think.
Around there.
And I pushed, I think, 220 watts at about 71 kilos is what I weigh. And so if that gives you guys a point of reference of how hard we were going, I guess you would say, it's at altitude, that's probably a tempo effort for me. And it definitely was not easy to do.
Yeah, we weren't like slouching going up it.
No, we weren't cruising. And it definitely doesn't help if you have, you know, not the appropriate gearing for this.
Yeah, we both got like crit gearing on our bike, and Dalton's got like a bent derailleur hanger, so he doesn't even have his 32. So it's like,
so no smallest gear.
Yeah, like it's a grind.
What I recommend on this is definitely make sure you have plenty of water with you. I brought 2 bottles. I would think for probably the hour and a half or so that it did take us, those 2 bottles are gonna be necessary. I smashed a goo about halfway up and it was the best sugar I'd ever had in my life. Now keep in mind also, there is a store at the top at the Whitney Portal Campground, but they close at 5 p.m. So depending on the time of day you leave, you might not have access to the store.
Yeah, we missed it. We missed it by like 10 minutes.
Which sucked.
Which was rough, yeah.
That leads me into the next point though. So depending on the time of day you leave, the weather is something to factor in here. So we left in the afternoon and it was kind of sunset time. If you go midday, the sun is still sort of on the face of the mountain. But if you go beyond that or too early in the morning, you're gonna experience a pretty considerable temperature difference. Yeah. So at the bottom in Lone Pine, it was 77 when we left.
And the coldest we saw was 42. So it's like a 35-degree temperature swing.
And I was not dressed for it. Like, I was just in regular kit and jersey.
No, we like got to the top and like sat down for a second. And by the time that we rolled back down, I like couldn't feel my toes, couldn't feel my hands. Like, it was cold.
The next thing we want to talk about is the descent itself. So after we froze our butts off at the top and we missed the store, we decided to take on the descent. Now this descent is just as insane as the climb. So we started at the top and the hairpins were really sandy. So what you can't hear in the video because the audio dropped is I was telling Max, like trying to call out some sand. So I was taking some interesting lines through the hairpins at the top, just trying to avoid all that.
Yeah, so there's 2 hairpins right at the top. And then you have like maybe another like 1,200 feet of vertical down. And then there's like a big hairpin, like a right hairpin.
Yeah.
And
a 15-mile-an-hour curve is not joking.
Yeah. They have a posted sign that says 15 and we took it at like 22 and like maybe could have taken it at like 25.
Yeah. You can go a little bit faster through there, but with the sand, I think it's worth not risking it, right?
Yeah. There are definitely some places where like the sand is deep enough that even like on the climb, I would like hit a sandy spot and like lose my back for a second. Yeah. So it's definitely like something to be on the lookout for.
Yeah, be cognizant of that. The next thing really is after you get out of the hairpins, the descent kicks down to that sustained like 13% grade area. And that 13% grade area is where you can just let it rip and absolutely fly. So I was just super tucked. I wasn't necessarily trying to go insane. I was just getting aero.
Yeah.
And hit 100K on the bike for the first time ever, 62.2 miles an hour for all you United States livers.
For the freedom units.
Yeah.
Like once you get out of the sand, the road is so smooth. It's like, it's not chattery really. There's no potholes. There's no...
No, I felt zero risk. Like honestly, 62.2 was like all I could get. I didn't scrub any speed. Like I think I finally sat up, but I stayed in it and looked down at my head unit and was like, oh wow.
I'm going very fast.
I knew I was hauling butt, but I didn't know how fast I was going, so I took a glance because I was like, this is fast. It felt faster than like the 55 I'd been before, 57.
Around like 55, 56, 57, all of a sudden there's like part of my brain that kicks on. It's like, hey man, maybe slow down.
Yeah.
Like
you're wearing Lycra, bro. What are you doing?
Going pretty fast.
We did this during the week. Keep that in mind. I was out there this morning. It's Saturday. I was out there this morning and it was a lot busier than yesterday on Friday. So if you have the opportunity to do the Whitney Portal climb during the week, do that. If you have to do the weekend, it's still not terrible, but during like midsummer, it's gonna be super busy up there. People are gonna be going up there to hike, go up there to camp and everything else. And Alabama Hills is also super popular. So once you get beyond that campground, then it should free up a little bit.
Yeah, I'd say that we maybe had, I mean, we left late in the day, but I'd say we had maybe like a total of 12 cars past us going up. And like all of them gave us a bunch of room.
Yeah.
Like,
let's talk about the people coming down at us while we were going up. Yeah. They were loving it.
They were, everyone waved at us.
Yeah.
Who was coming the other direction.
So
like,
friendly.
People were like yelling encouragement at us.
Giving us the...
Yeah, people were throwing off lots of horns.
Overall though, I mean, this ride was honestly awesome. Like, I highly recommend the great food in Lone Pine. We ate quite a few different places. Alabama Hills Diner, shout out to them.
Make sure you go there before 11 o'clock.
Oh yeah, otherwise you can't get French toast or pancakes.
Yeah, we missed breakfast. We went to Seasons.
Seasons was really good. Steak fires there.
Yeah.
How was you had?
I had the elk. Shout outs to Joe Rogan. And that was good too. And it was like super reasonably priced.
Yeah, I did not get sticker shock from that spot at all. Overall, great ride though. About 25 miles, 8 to 9% average gradient. You leave out of Lone Pine. We left from our hotel, which is super cool. You can go straight from there to Whitney Portal Road at the base. Highly recommended though, and the views are insanely gorgeous. This time of year might have been the best time to go because, I mean, personally, sunrise, sunset, everything in that area with like the white snow caps, and then like down below being still like desert was just gorgeous.
You get that like alpine pink glow on the mountain faces. And like, so when we were climbing up for our hike, we did that at sunrise, and like the whole mountain face was like this pink, like yellow. It was amazing. It was gorgeous. Like we got like stopped and made coffee at like the top at 10,000 feet. And then when we did, it was really bad coffee.
But we stole it from the hotel, so.
But then when we did the ride, what was cool is, because we did the ride at sunset, is that all of the mountains that are to the east of Whitney are all like sunset lit.
Yep.
So honestly, like that day, like do the hike in the morning, do the climb at night, 10 out of 10.
So the next episode is gonna be Mammoth, which is where we're at now. And so we've got a ton of cool stuff on the agenda to show you guys. We stopped at Lake Crowley earlier today and checked that out. And so testing the Ford Ranger's abilities, and also getting out on the bike tomorrow. So be bringing you guys that in the next episode. Stay tuned if you want to watch, subscribe to the channel, and like this video.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe.
Do the things, the YouTube things. And,
all the YouTube things, you know.
All right, see you guys soon.
See you guys later.
Who parks their freaking Mercedes right here?